Alright, trying something just a little different today with the backdrop, but here is Cyberverse Spark Armor Ratchet with Blizzard Breaker, his armor. It's a little red and black snowmobile. You can tell it's a snowmobile, not a jet ski because of the treads. And then Ratchet himself is a little ambulance. It's got some little wee-woos up here on the top. And blue windows all the way around, unlike Prowl. So it's still a little sparse and plain for an ambulance. Like I was expecting maybe a red cross on the door or something. But just all around, he looks more like a complete vehicle than Prowl did originally. So yeah, Autobot symbol on the front. And then the Blizzard Breaker armor. The robot itself transforms. You pop the legs back and extend them up like this. Take the arms, pop them out here, and bring them up and around on this hinge. And up, and then you fold the elbow down. And when you go back to vehicle mode, he does have that little heartbeat type detail there on his shoulder. But when you go to vehicle mode, fold his arms up at the hinge first and then at the elbow. It's a little easier because there's a little slot tab here that goes into a slot here on the back of the arm, like that. And then you just bring the whole thing down on the hinge and kind of at an angle because there's a little tab here that goes under the windshield, and then just pop it into place like that. So that's a tip. An easy tip for getting him back into vehicle mode. Bring the arms down and then fold the chest down and tab it all into place. And then the doors on his back fold in. And there is Ratchet in, untab his legs. In robot mode, this panel right here can flip back. So there he is. Again, sparse on the paint. His head just has his crest and his eyes, and otherwise is just, and this little red detail here in the middle. But otherwise it's just a solid white face. It might be worth picking out some details like his nose and mouth, because they're sculpted. They're just hard to see. His legs, you can see his knees are way up here, and his legs come all the way back here. They're big, fat legs. It would have been nice if maybe there was a hinge right here to fold these in, but it's at this price, at this scale and price point, it's kind of expected. It would have been nice, but you know, hey, he's got big, fat, chunky legs. He's got no head articulation, ball joint at the shoulder, no bicep articulation. So it looks like it should, but he's got the dual hinge elbows, which is nice. Ball joint hips, and then hinge knees. Nothing to write home about, but nothing that, you know, he's not frozen in any particular pose, which is nice. Blizzard Breaker, you pop the skis off. They just tab onto the sides there, and either ski can go on either side. You might find one way works a little tighter than the other. This one is apparently loose on either side, but pop those out, pop the treads off, and then you've got the armor itself. Now officially, well, this goes on just like normal. You put this on like this, plug it into his shoulders, split it right here along the front. Like it's not all the way at the bottom. You split it kind of halfway here. This just folds back. This panel folds down and kind of tabs into the chest. Like it's enough to hold it down in place, but it doesn't really lock into place like some of them do. It just kind of tabs right into there to a slot on the chest. The front skis, according to the instructions, tab onto his arms here facing forward as kind of scoop weapons, I guess. Bladey weapons. And he does have some peg holes here on his legs if you want to put the treads down here, but officially, again, according to the instructions, you tab these on up here. And again, according to the instructions, with this peg hole facing backwards, you can have that facing forward. You can swap the positions of these two things. If you want to have these, you don't like the way they stick out, you just want to have them kind of as forearm armor facing back, you can do that. You can plug anything down here on the legs. You could have these facing the other way and plug the skis into the treads up here. You could plug however you want to do it. There's a lot of different ways to configure these with all the ports on him, but this is the official way to armor him up. And there is Spark Armor Ratchet with Blizzard Breaker.